October 21st, 2014. It is now 4:30. Could you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence? Thank you. We have a roll call, please, on the commissioners.
Here.
Here.
Here, 3 present, 1 absent. Okay, number 3, declaration of conflict of interest. Number 4 is our communications.
I did not receive any.
Okay, thank you. Number 5 are minutes.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes for September 2nd, 2014, and September 16th, 2014.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Navejas and a second by Commissioner Myricks. Is there any questions, discussion, or any corrections on those minutes? If there is none, then can we have a roll call, please, on the minutes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, minutes pass 3 yes, 1 absent. Okay, number 6, homebound conditional forgivable loan approval. Looks like we have 3 applicants here. Could they come up, please?
We won't bite.
How are you?
Good, how are you? So we just ask you a couple quick questions, like, I'll start with the lady. How did you hear about our program?
Actually, my home lender, she's the one that recommended the program.
Who do you have your financing through?
First Merchants Bank.
Okay. And each gentleman, who did you hear about our program from?
I heard mine through my realtor,
What's your realtor's name?
Manny.
Manny Hernandez?
Yeah.
Okay. And how about you, sir?
I heard mine through my realtor,
Who's your realtor?
Tom Wolf.
Oh, I know him too. I'm a realtor. I was asking.
Oh, okay.
I just want to know. Okay. I don't have any other questions. Anybody?
I do not.
You know, the only thing, we always like you to attend the meeting and just to show your face and see who you are. And it looks like 2 out of the 3 applicants reside outside of the city, so we welcome you to Hammond. We appreciate you taking advantage of the program.
Thanks.
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the homebound conditional forgivable loan approval for the 3 applicants.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Then we have a roll call on homebound.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, motion passes 3 yes, 1 absent. Thank you.
Welcome to Hammond. Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, thanks.
Number 7, our emergency program approval for Sarah J. Young at 6534 Colorado Avenue.
Hello, Mrs. Young. How are
Hello, thank you.
you? So it looks like you had a problem that we were able to help you out with, huh?
Oh, yes, I did, thank God.
So was the services performed satisfactory?
Yes, yes, very expedient and very thorough. I have heat now.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
I don't have any other questions for Mrs. Young.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for the emergency program approval for Sarah J. Young at 6534 Colorado Avenue.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the emergency program approval for Sarah J. Young at 6534 Colorado. Can we have a roll call then, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, motion passes 3 yes, 1 absent.
Stay warm.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Okay, number 8, acceptance of bids for redevelopment owned property located at 919 State Street.
No bids were received.
Okay, then we'll move on to, thank you for that update. We'll move on to then number 9, approval to join Sister Cities Organization for Economic Development.
Commissioners, you have in your packet a application for the Sister Cities International agreement form. And as you can see, I'll start on the last page. It goes by population. So Hammond, because we're at approximately 80,000 in population, our annual fee would be $680. The reason we're putting this in front of you today is recently the city of Hammond sold a piece of property to a new recycling company. And this is right next to where my office is right now. I believe it's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 653 or 659 Conkey Street. I don't know what the exact address is. 625. Oh, 625, thank you. Yes, I'm going the wrong direction with the numbers. It's been a very good transaction for the city. We no longer are handling our recycling. We've outsourced that. So we had a vacant building, and we found a company that was willing to come in and continue to use the property for investment and for new business. So they do have a recycling operation. I was just informed that in the next coming days, there's going to be additional equipment that they're bringing in. So they're already growing since the beginning of this transaction. It's been very good. Through this, we've talked to the owners of this particular business, and they mentioned that there are other companies like theirs that are interested in other property in the city of Hammond. So one thing we know that if we're going to move forward with other projects, we thought it'd make sense or beneficial to the city to create a sister cities agreement with another country. And for right now, we could just, it doesn't matter. This agreement is not for one particular country. This could work with anybody. But in the future, we're going to need help with some of these projects, including state incentives and potentially help from other groups that have worked with other countries. Because when you're working with other countries, it's typically you have different sets of rules that you go by. This organization are professionals with this, and they're going to help us through this process, which is why we're bringing this application to you today. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have.
No, it was pretty informative. I read through it a couple times, and I thought it was good.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for the approval to join Sister Cities Organization for Economic Development.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Nevaeh, second by Commissioner Myers. Can we have a roll call then on that, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, motion passes 3 yes and 1 absent.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Phil. Number 10, award of bid for the asbestos abatement demolition of 7244-7250 Columbia Avenue.
Commissioners, you may recall that at our last meeting, we opened the bids for the abatement and demolition of this particular property. We have the representatives from Miraco who will put together a letter of recommendation. So if they'd like to go ahead and speak.
Good evening, Stephen Travis with Americo Engineering. This is John Blasky. As you may know, we received bids on October 7th at the last meeting. We received 2 bids for the demolition and 2 bids for the abatement, and then 1 combined bid. After reviewing the bids with the city staff, it was decided to award the abatement project to the second lowest bidder, which was MCS at $18,500, and to award the demolition portion to RSR Demolition, and they were the low bidder at $22,499. Does anyone have any questions?
I'll go another answer to the question. I'm going to ask you this anyway, just for the public record. So why are we going with the second lowest bidder versus the lowest bidder on the environmental?
The recommendation is that on the environmental abatement, you received a bid of $18,360 from Acton Contracting LLC, and then the second lowest bid was $18,500, so a difference of $140. The statute requires you to award a bid to the lowest, most responsive and responsible bidder. So you wind up with not only who's the lowest, but you wind up in the definition of responsive and responsible. And I think that the recommendation you're getting from staff and from Americo is based on the fact that in the past, there have been projects that haven't gone as smoothly, and there have been problems. There's actually been a lawsuit that was filed over one of the projects that there were problems on with regard to one of your contractors there. So based on that history, the staff and I think Americo agrees, we are, sorry, I stepped back from the microphone so Jake's getting mad, but based on that history, the staff and Americo are recommending to you that the lowest, most responsive and responsible is this MCS, and it was a $140 difference. So they're essentially the same.
Right, yes,
Okay.
and I'm okay with that, and like I said, I knew the reason, but I just wanted to be on the public record in case someone else wants to know, but what's going on here?
It's based on a pretty significant history with the other bidder.
So now we have it in our record, and I'm good.
You know, and to add to that, MCS, or Midwest Construction Services, they've provided services to the Redevelopment Commission through the HUD program, NSP 1, 2, and they've done a lot of projects for the city over the years and never had a problem. And they are a direct, we're dealing with them direct, where Acton was actually subbing that to somebody else. So just to throw more issues at it. So. All right.
I have no other questions.
Thank you, Attorney Westland, for the clarification on that.
Mr. President, with that, I would like to make a motion for the approval of the water bids for the basis abatement and demolition of 7244 and 7250 Columbia Avenue.
Second.
And just for purposes of the record, Commissioner, your motion includes the environmental abatement to be awarded to Midwest Construction Services in a bid amount of $18,500, and the demolition bid, which is base bid 2, to RSR Demolition in the amount of $22,499.
Thank you for the correction.
Just a clarification, just a clarification.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. If there's no more discussion on the abatement and demolition, can we have a roll call then, please?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, gentlemen.
And number 11, approval of real estate lease with Lake County Trust, number 6202.
Commissioners, I won't give you the long version. I'll try and keep it relatively short. However, you may recall, we put out a request for proposals for 649 and 651 Conkey. Right now, we look like we're on track to potentially close on the sale of this property next week, October 30th, if all goes according to plan. As part of this process, we were we had to clear out the warehouse of 651 Conkey. That includes what we'd consider items of value from demolitions that we've done in the past, including the Masonic Temple, the Calumet Theater. It also includes items in regards to the neighborhood stabilization program, things that we have storage for. So what we basically needed was temporary space. And I'm hoping by temporary that within the next, to be pessimistic, say 24 months, that we find a new location, hopefully city property, that we can store our items. But what we did in the meantime is we had 2 market appraisals done of what it would cost for rent. So this price on here is the average of those 2 appraisals that we received. And we're using this property in downtown Hammond for the time being to store our stuff. We had to get it out very quickly because the company that's purchasing 651 and 649 Conkey is already working on the property. So they needed our stuff out as quickly as possible. So this is a temporary fix, and we have some storage units that the Redevelopment Commission uses. We are clearing those out as well and using this one site so that we're combining everything to one site to make it more efficient and hopefully save money in the long run. So that's what you have in front of you today. And by the way, this would be paid for out of the downtown TIF.
Other questions? Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of real estate lease with Lake County Trust number 6202.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. We have a roll call then, please.
Yes.
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 Yes, motion passes 4 yes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're going to move to reports. You're on. Mr. Talon, you're on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Would you like to share anything?
Sure. Yes, there's a number of items that I could share at this time. I'm just trying to make sure I don't want to share something that's not ready to be out to the public just yet. But one thing I want to mention for sure is this Friday at 2:00 p.m., we will have the groundbreaking for the Hampton Inn at Oxbow Landing. I'm sure the commissioners are aware that we've been working on this particular project for over 4 years, maybe even over 5 years. That's how long ago we sold the property. And finally, the groundbreaking is going to happen this Friday, and the Hampton Inn construction is going to begin. So we're very excited about that. I hope the redevelopment commissioners can make it. It's at 2:00 p.m., and it's at the site, which is Carlson Drive. It doesn't have a specific address yet because the mailbox nobody's applied through the post office yet, but it is on Carlson Drive. And if you're coming off of Kennedy Avenue, it'll be the first site on your right-hand side. So you'll see all the equipment, and you'll see the bulldozer on the site, so you'll know where to park. So I hope you can make it. Beyond that, a couple other things have transpired since the last time we met. One is a building permit was issued for a second building at what would be considered the Woodmar Mall property. I think you're going to see a second outlet mall start under construction. If it hasn't started already, it will be in the next couple days. It'll be very similar, if not identical, to the other building that's currently on the site. This is not tied into any litigation that we have in the city. This is a separate project by the developer. But so in the end, you probably will see some new businesses located there. And I think hopefully this is a positive development at Woodmar, and more things are happening over there. Obviously, the O'Reilly Auto Parts construction is completed. The Dollar Tree construction is completed. The Taco Bell and Wendy's full renovations are underway right now. So you're seeing a lot of renovation in that area. You're seeing a lot of construction in that area, which is good. We know that when the Walmart opens at Cabela's, that Walmart is going to close its doors. So we are actively trying to work with the real estate professionals to hopefully find a very good reuse for that property. And obviously, the goal is to create as many jobs as you can and to get as much investment for the city of Hammond as you can at that site. So that is positive as well. I believe that's all I have for now. There are some interesting things I hope that are going to be coming up in the next couple weeks, and we have a lot going on, and it's positive. Everything's good for in the city of Hammond right now. I'll take any questions you have.
What, did you say that they were gonna have what kind of, similar to the building that's there now?
Yeah,
What kind of, did we secure what type of businesses are gonna be there?
well, it's not our property,
Okay.
so the only thing, we don't have any money involved with this project whatsoever, and that's a great point that Mr. Westland made. This is a separate investment project by the owner of the site. The reason we know the building is going to be basically identical to the other building is because when they submitted their plan to the city of Hammond years ago, they did reference this site and say that eventually they would build or construct another building like the first one. As far as what businesses will locate there, we don't know just yet. However, the restrictive covenants that were placed on the first building, such as no dollar stores, no fireworks, no adult use, etc., will also apply to this building as well. So hopefully I could foresee us getting a few more fast casual type restaurant businesses and probably some other similar businesses that you see in other outlet centers across Northwest Indiana. Any other questions?
Thank you, Phil. If that's all you have.
Mayor's Night Out tonight as well. If anybody would like to, it's Kenwood School, 6:30 p.m. tonight. You should be there. You know, at the end of my report, if you haven't closed me off just yet, we have a meeting scheduled for November 4th, Election Day. If we're okay and we have enough commissioners that are able to attend, I think we're okay with moving forward. I just wanted to make sure that we were aware of that, and
I won't be here. I am too.
sounds like we need to reschedule. So you, under new business, you probably want to reschedule the date for the next meeting. That is all.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, we'll bring that up. Hello, Ms. Miller, you're on
Hi.
deck. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Have anything for us?
In your packets, I put the 2015/16 CDBG home and ESG budget with the supporting documentation. It totals approximately $2.6 million for those three programs. I'll go before the City Council on the 27th to introduce the resolution and ordinance, which would include the budget for their approval. The second thing is our annual award ceremony will definitely take place on Thursday, October 30th, 8:00 a.m. at the Dynasty. I'm anticipating about 650 to 700 people to be in attendance. So if you need any additional tickets, I have a few more left. Just give me a call and let me know. And that's all that I have.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Miller. Okay, that should conclude the reports. We'll move on to the bills, which is number 13.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to pay the register of claims for October 3rd through October 17th. Register of claim number R51081 through R51170.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second on our bills. Is there any questions on the bills? Okay, since there is none, can we have a roll call then, please, on our bills?
Yes.
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 Yes. Bills pass, 4 yes. Okay, number 14, new and unfinished business.
I'd like to remind you to reschedule the meeting, right? No? Yeah.
We're,
Mr. President?
there's a comment right here for Mr. Soto Presley to reschedule the
The November 4th.
November 4th meeting that falls on Election Day. The only thing I could throw out there, if I may, is, I don't know if it's good for everybody, maybe moving it to Thursday, November 6th, unless the staff or anybody has any objection to that.
No, that's fine.
Okay, so then we are going to move the regular date of the redevelopment commission meeting that falls on November 4th, Tuesday, 2014. It will be rescheduled for November 6th on a Thursday, 2014 at 4:30. Can we have a motion then on that?
I make a motion to move our regularly scheduled meeting from November 4th to November 6th at 4:30.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Then can we have a roll call then on that, please?
Yes.
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 Yes. Motion passes, 4 yes. Okay, number 15, public comment. If anyone would like to speak, you can come up for 3 minutes, please.
Good afternoon. Okay, since I came in late, I had a few questions for Phil Tillian. Okay.
Okay, can you give us your name?
Yeah, can you state?
Okay, my name is Nancy Cobb,
And your address?
834 Highland Street, Hammond, Indiana.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, you said that you're gonna have by the Woodmire Mall, you're gonna have a outlet mall?
Yeah, when you say you're going to have, it's actually not a city development. We don't have any money as part of the deal. It's being done directly from the owner of the property.
Okay, who is the developer then?
The name of the property, that own the property, I believe, is Woodmire Hammond, LLC.
Oh,
I think you can go online, if you look at the Lake County GIS website, you can actually click on the property and get information on the owner.
okay, so if I wanted to contact the owner to find out concerning, the different people that will be working on his project, I have to contact him, because is it correct that our city does not have a, what do I want to say? That we do not have a quota, that they have to have so many Asians, blacks? Is that correct?
When a developer, if I can answer that.
Okay, thank you, whoever.
Yeah, when a developer proposes a development in the city and the city participates through financial incentives, there are different ordinances and things in a development agreement that we can require a certain amount of Hammond residents, work on the job, be employed there or whatever. But when a property owner, a private individual owns
The property.
and then he's going to build whatever he's going to build, like in this instance, then there's no mechanism for the city or the redevelopment commission to require any sort of participation
Okay.
of any sort of quota, whether it be residential or ethnic makeup or whatever.
Okay. So Hammond is not going to, the city of Hammond is not putting any money into this project, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to know, since I wasn't here for the first part, because I did have a question concerning declaration of conflict of interest on number 3, but I wasn't here. So could y'all kind of tell me about it?
I can answer that.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
If one of the commissioners has a conflict of interest, where they're personally involved in one of the projects,
Okay,
that is their opportunity to declare that conflict of interest and then sort of announce to their fellow members and to the public that they won't be voting on that particular item.
oh, okay.
There were none tonight.
Oh, okay, thank you. I'm gonna try to be here earlier next time, because I told you I will be coming back and forth to this meeting, so I can know a little bit about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cobb. You're welcome. I guess that will close our public comment. So number 16.
Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Meeting adjourned.